By now, I probably would.
She knew there's evidence on her, and she knew we'd find it. This is typical suspect behavior, why fleeing is always incriminatory.
Perhaps. Ask her if you find her. It won't be easy, though. She made sure of that.
Okay, we're in. Task complete. Make Titus give up Ruby's location. When did she leave?
Friday afternoon, when you first arrived. I got word the RCM was in town. Then she came in to see me. Told me she was leaving. That's when we had our little conversation.
What was she scared of?
I told you. You.
Me, as in the RCM?
No, you. As in the cop with the sideburns and the disco clothes.
I have no idea why she'd be scared. I'm just a normal cop with regular thoughts in his head.
Sure. Normal.
He says without smiling.
You know, when I first saw you limping here, I thought she was paranoid or sniffing her own supply. But now I'm not so sure.
Sniffing her own supply, so he knows she was in the drug trade. What else did Ruby tell you about me?
She said you have a funny taste in clothes, and that you won't stop.
Won't stop.
Until you have something on her. She said she's heard of you from Jamrock, that you're a human can opener, that you play suspects against each other, open them up like cans.
Fucking hell. Titus, did he just...
Open Angus up like a can? Yes, he did. Now, we can whine about it, whack him, or we can go on with our lives. I'm having a go on with our lives kind of day, Al. How about you?
It's not an actual question. Silence. He nods.
Is that true, Kim? Am I a can opener?
You are insistent.
Anything else? Anything?
Yeah, there was something else. She wouldn't tell me, though. I could see she wanted to. It was burning on her lips. This cop, Titus. This cop, he... But she was too scared.
Do you have any clues on where Ruby went?
She's not far. We know that much. She didn't take her lorry, so she's on foot.
Good fucking luck, man. She knows this place like the back of her hand. You'll never find her.
Think in the island. We've not been able to figure out how to get there.
Yeah, Al. And we won't either.
She's not really a hardy candidate anymore, is she?
She's not, Glenn.
Have you looked for her?
A little. On the
Or
coast.
container? If she's in that container and you spoiled it, Plague, I will be very cross with you. A little on the coast.
Where have you looked for her, more precisely?
More precisely, on the coast, past the waterlogged. She's not here, so I'm thinking she's there.
Can you tell me where on the coast I should start looking?
Sure, there's some shit houses there, a cinder block town. Fisherfolk there refuse to unionize, so that's one place we haven't looked. I hear they have a shack where junkies sometimes crash. Time for you to step up.
We will start there. One more question. What does Ruby look like?
Boyish, hair's red, dyed. She looks like a lorry man.
Do you know what she's doing with Ulan frequencies?
The what now? I have no idea. Boys?
She said she's building a pale emitter.
What?
We were talking about radio equipment. She said she's doing Ulan frequencies and a pale something. I don't know more.
This guy barely understands what he's talking about.
There you have it. Pale something.
Titus puts an end to it. It's not much, but it'll do. Go!
It'll have to.
He puts his hand out. Shake it.
His grip is firm and reassuring, like holding a piece of unpolished granite. Not just granite, tightly packed RCM Sergeant material.
You should be a cop, Titus.
When are you gonna get it through your dumb head? I already am. I just wasn't sure you were.
And he still isn't. People aren't afraid of good cops in the way Ruby was afraid of you. he thinks, then turns back to his men.
Okay, that was some progress. All right.
You think you have a pretty hot suspect right now, don't you? That Ruby of yours?
Yeah, and?
Notice how it came together without casting too much suspicion on Clasia. It was nice and Ruby-centric in the end.
What do you mean?
Anything strike you a bit off about this mishmash?
Oh, the bullet didn't have to come from the roof. It could have come from anywhere on the coast.
Absolutely. It could have come from anywhere, but you're suddenly so certain it came from the roof behind the window.
The bullet was jacketed. They don't just lie. These don't just lie around everywhere, do they?
Good point. It is rather rare these days, but do continue.
It turned out the bullet was an antique.
True. Strange how you conducted the whole advanced ballistics analysis and then hand-waved it.
So far, no one has mentioned hearing the shot.
Notice how this hasn't come up at all. Even Hardy and his boys didn't mention it. Neither did you. That's right. Finish thought. Just finish it and conveniently go on.
He's just
She's watching you
commenting
leave
on what
right
I
now.
clicked
You
on.
know that. Free as a bird on that roof. Lighting up a cigarette and thinking, am I glad Ruby's in this shit and not me? Don't listen to this guy. The theory was solid. He's just jealous. Move on. It's no use harassing her further.
Huh. Okay. Confront the pigs and get your gun back. Ask Ruby in the village. Ask the fisher folk in the village.
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Have you seen a red-haired woman named Ruby around the coast?
Nay, I haven't seen anyone lately.
Okay, but do you know who I'm talking about?
This is my little cinder block town. I know what goes on around here.
She's being evasive. She knows something.
There was a murder in Martinez. She might be a suspect. We would appreciate your help.
Would you now? I know how this world works, and it doesn't work when people tell on each other.
This is like when that man locked himself in the woodshed. We just need to help her come out.
No, it's not like that, man. With him, we called you. Right now, you just arrived by yourself, like a raven plucking at the window glass.
I see. You know something, but you've decided not to tell us.
There's not much to tell. People come and go. Now, was there something else?
I see, ma'am. I hope you don't mind if we look around anyway.
You should look around your shack. Maybe she's rented it out to others too.
Goodbye. Okay, well, here's my shack. Let's take a look. That's new.
As you look at the floorboards in this corner of the shack, it's clear one of them isn't quite level with the others.
Oh, she's in the goddamn walls!
The edge of a floorboard next to it looks scratched.
Move the board aside.
Hollow space underneath the floorboards is dark and damp. You can barely make out the mixture of sand and sawdust below.
What's in here?
Nothing particular catches your eye. Looks like more reeds. There might be something hidden inside the sand, though. Something bad. Someone's night thoughts. A last resort. A bad idea.
Search through the sand and sawdust.
You stick your hand in and start combing through the sand. Dry, not like outside. Fine dust. And then, something hard wrapped in paper.
What is it?
A small cylindrical object. You pull it out. A bullet.
A bullet. Interesting.
The floorboard doesn't care. But maybe the washerwoman does. You have enough to confront her with. It's extra ammunition. She's locked and loaded, ready to fight some cops. Holding the bullet, you get the feeling this isn't ammunition against you. It's for herself.
Old lady?
Our tenant, the policeman. I hope the waves don't keep you up at night. What can I help you with?
Why was there a bullet under the floorboards of your shack?
Damn that girl.
She murmurs softly.
A bullet?
The lieutenant turns to you and gives you a little nod, and then turns to the washerwoman.
You didn't put it there, did you? She did.
Gone and hid things in there? She's usually a good tenant, and not a stupid one either.
You rented the room to her?
Yes, I let my room to that Ruby girl.
She speaks slowly, wringing out a rag. After a long silence, her hands move into the water bucket. Some water sloshes over the edge.
As I've done before when she's been in trouble or just looking for solitude. I've made it clear. We welcome all kinds of people here.
When was this?
She came last Friday, left on Monday in a hurry. What has she gotten herself into, that girl?
One sec. Looking at the chat here. Nathan says, I own up to Path of Fire. Which expansion do you suggest to get next? I mean, if you want to do the story, then just do them in order. So after Path of Fire would be Living World Season 4, and then the Icebird Saga, and then End of Dragons. If you don't care about the story and you just want features, then End of Dragons has the last set of elite specs that you don't have. However, Secrets of the Obscure and Janthir Wilds both introduced some things that gave rise to new ways to play the game. Secrets of the Obscure had the expanded weapon proficiencies and the Weapon Master training, which gave you new weapon options for all your characters. And Janthir had the spears for all your characters. So if you don't care about stories and you just want features, those did have new build options in those ways. Janthir gave a overhaul to the Warclaw mount. End of Dragons had the Turtle mount. Soto had a new, easier way of getting the Sky Scale if you didn't have that. But again, if you want story, then just do them in order.
She seems genuinely worried about her previous tenant. She's seen her hiding out from trouble before. But this seems different.
That's for the police to find out. Right there. Please answer each question to the best of your ability. I'm sure we have a few.
You said she left on Monday.
Yes, early with the dogs, around 8 o'clock, I think.
She probably heard the Lieutenant's Kanema drive by, and it woke her up, just like it did you.
Kim, she must have heard your Kanema.
Yes. That is a downside of having a 130 kilowatt engine. It lets the bad guys know when you are coming.
His voice tinges with pride. Is the room exactly as she left it?
I cleaned it, like I always do.
Was there anything else there?
No.
The truth, sire.
What is she like, Ruby?
She's good company. Knows how to talk to an old woman. At my age, you don't get a lot of quality conversation. So I really appreciate that about her.
This Ruby is an old lady whisperer. She knows how to work the village elder, unlike you.
Did she talk to you much during her last stay?
No, she was mostly silent this time. Kept to herself.
What do you mean?
She tried not to let it show, but I could tell she hadn't come to fish. Usually she likes to cast a few lines, but this time she mostly stayed in her room.
She wanted to talk to her, as they usually do, but she was brooding.
Why do you think she left the bullet there?
How would I know? She's a gruff one, but not violent. She doesn't go around toting a gun.
She looks back toward her shack, thinking.
You could ask her about your hunch, that it was a desperate measure. See if she thinks Ruby fits the bill.
I have a possible explanation in my mind.
Aye. Do tell.
Seagull flies overhead, obviously a bad omen. It's an exit plan.
Exit from what?
This. Spread your hands.
The lieutenant stops writing for a moment. He looks at you, then at the old woman.
No, she's a fighter.
She really believes that.
Did she have any technical equipment with her, like radio stuff?
Not that I know of, though she was into nice music. She once showed me a few mixtape milieux she'd made. Although I guess she was pretty handy with the mechanical and technical stuff. even fixed the heater in the shack. You should be thankful for that.
Where did she go?
I don't know. Further up the coast. She tried to leave quietly, but the hinges on that door screeched like a cat in heat. Woke me up. I heard her rushing in those heavy boots, heading up north.
That's toward the island that I haven't been able to reach, but also that bunker.
You'll never find her, you know. She knows the coast like the back of her hand. You only just arrived.
I wouldn't worry about that, ma'am. We are persistent.
Further up the coast we go, then.
Are you sure you'd rather stay here? Get a nice cozy fire going in the heater? Seems like a better idea to me.
The failed electric mural. You feel like you should go look at it again. Step closer this time.
Oh, the building that we couldn't go into, but we could highlight a staircase inside. I think it's hinting that we can enter it now. A few more questions about Ruby.
What more do you want
Nope.
to... Yes.
We've exhausted everything.
One
Okay.
thing, officer.
Oh.
If you do find her, please go easy on her.
She looks around, the air is getting colder. 1 second. Nathan says, I want the sky scale so bad, I'm thinking Soto. How much faster is it than the old way? So, Nathan, the original way of getting the sky scale, it was this quest line, and the quest line took you through many places, through Path of Fire and all of Living World Season 4. So you needed to own those. And let's say you were playing some every day, it could take you days to a week of playing a few hours a night. And I'm spitballing here, it'll take more or less depending on the person. The Soto method, if you're an experienced player, you already had some resources stockpiled, you could do it in a day. So, it's still a project. I don't want to give you any false impression here. It still takes a few hours, but it is much faster than the old method. Now, eventually you would want to do both methods because they both give masteries for, different masteries to your sky scale, so it gives it different abilities. But that's, super long-term goals.
She really means it. It's an honest plea.
She's a good girl. Whatever she's gotten herself mixed up in.
And
Date of birth generator. You were born in the year 07, in the last year of the commune of Revachol, right before it fell, in the old military hospital on the ground floor, where people usually came to die during a snowstorm. The revolution had about 1 year left to go, and the fires were still burning bright. There were explosions in the blizzard. This was 44 years ago. You are 44 years old. The bloating might never leave your face, but beneath it, you still have some years. You still have some hope.
learning cap for logic raised to 4, -1 to a difficulty to all physique passives. Okay. Regular law official. Alright, there was that one lady over here that fishes. I wonder if she has any more information?
Waves are beginning to die down. Look at those little bastards. Simmer down. Simmer down, bastards.
Why does she care about the waves so much?
What is it with you and the waves?
What is it with waves and fishermen? We need to be out there with them, fishing, making a living. So I asked them to accommodate me. But until that happens, I can try to assist you the best I can. So, what will it be, officer?
I forgot about this. 17% chance ask her on a date. -1 because Kim makes it awkward. I'm looking for someone else, actually.
Oh? Who?
I'm looking for a suspect who might have stayed in this neighborhood.
Okay. When did this person stay here?
Very recently, over the past few days, she might have arrived on Friday.
Oh. I've been out on the sea for most of the past week. The weather's been good for fishing, so I usually start at 4 in the morning.
Really?
Yes, that's the optimal time. Got to make the most of the calm. I've been sleeping like a corpse after. The sea really takes its toll. Now I'm just waiting for the wind to settle to get out there again. Sorry I couldn't help you out. Maybe I can help you find someone else. Well, how can I assist you then?
Okay. There's the kids. They're both really dumb, though. There's the little girl in there. You could ask her as well.
The scruffy-haired little boy kicks a stone.
Have you seen any bad
while
people
the
around?
other-
What bad people?
One of the twins looks up, his mouth slightly open.
I don't think questioning 4-year-olds without their parents present is gonna crack the case.
Then we're definitely doing it.
Is Lily your sister?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
That's it? You're being laconic about it?
It doesn't look like he knows what that means.
Alright, bye. Alright, let's talk to these guys.
The legend returns. You know the dance. Smokeable smokes.
Oh, he doesn't have any new dialogue related to that. Alright, let's see if Lily has any information.
Hello, mister.
Do you know anyone named Ruby?
Ruby. Ruby.
Suddenly the girl gets all serious and leans in as if she's about to tell you a secret.
My mom tells me I'm a big girl, but she doesn't know that I can't say Earl. Or like, sometimes I can, but then Uller.
Kids.
The lieutenant shakes his head. Alright, bye! What's
Is
this?
that the phasmid? It looks like the phasmid, leaning against the wall.
Hey, is it bedtime? Chat, I'm gonna tell the boy goodnight. I'll be back in just a moment. Okay. Let's see. Try to sneak up on the phasmid.
It's not the phasmid. It's not even organic. It's a fire iron. How disappointing.
I can't believe it.
Right? You'll have better luck next time, though. The phasmid, finding it is your destiny.
Give the dream of discovering the Insulindian phasmid a rest for now. Okay. Salute. Hey, face tap.
You see, a once bright mural towering above
You think one of these panels is
the
gonna
signage has
just
peeled
come
off
off?
over the years.
Or there's
but
the ladder.
You can still make out Feld Electrical R&D.
Step closer.
Above the mural, a collapsed roof, broken windows set in walls that are cracking and will soon also fall, and the coastal breeze rustling and sighing in the remains of the edifice.
Continue.
There's something in the wind. Sometimes the only way to go forward is to fail first.
Could Ruby be in here?
In there? She could. Or she could be in the identical room over there. Or in that boat shack. In that church tower, maybe.
Why single out this one building?
Shivers, very low 3%. Listen to the wind. Shivers. Now I look through all my items for anything that shivers. +1 shivers. +1 shivers. Alright. F5.
The once bright mural
It's still
towers above
3%.
you, saying, Feld Electrical R&D. Tomorrow is just a whisper away.
Where is... Raise the hair on your neck to tune into the city. Still 3%.
Suddenly, all is quiet. There is no cold hand brushing against your forehead, no rustle in the reeds. The wind has died down or gone behind a corner. You only hear distant waves washing the coast.
What was I even attempting to do here?
Trying to talk to the wind, the city. Whatever you thought would happen did not, and now you're just standing there in the pale of the morning, with your hands fallen to your side. Is trying to talk to the city something you've done before? Is it in your secret repertoire? A trick for when you're out of ideas?
There are other ways. Of course there's other ways. Turn to the lieutenant. She could be anywhere. How do we find her?
How do we? I was really hoping she'd be in the village. Okay. She's probably north of the village, and this place is a peninsula. We already scanned most of the outdoor areas on our wild cryptid hunt, so we have an understanding of the geography, at least. And then there's the church. If I were a murder suspect, I would not hide in the most prominent building here, but who knows? Maybe she's reckless. Anyway, we do it the old-fashioned way, sector by sector. Go over the whole peninsula, ask the locals, enter the places where we can enter first, like we did in the village.
And if that fails, and if we don't find her?
Then, if we're desperate, we can look where we can't enter. Bunkers, storm drainage, this place. I'm sure it won't come to that.
He looks behind him at the dark red box crumbling across the chasm.
Walk the coast, the old boardwalk, the reeds. You can always come back here and talk to the wind again. Look where it already got you. Buckle up and raise your collar. This search is going to be wet and cold.
Does he have anything new?
Hello. Isn't this
Looking
a fine
for a
morning?
suspect. Have you seen anyone suspicious around?
No, I'm afraid I can't help you with this one, officer. It's just a regular day off for me and Mikhail here.
He passed his son's head.
So you haven't seen anyone around?
No, I'm sorry. As I said, this is just a day off. We just arrived anyway.
There's something friendly and familiar in how he says that. A day off.
Okay. Wait, what is that? There's a slit in the concrete here, a sewer.
A scattering of bullet holes is spread across the cracked wall, reaching from one corner.
A door, a building, a hiding place. Could the instigator be inside? Relax, it's not yours. You didn't crash every MC in Revachol, hopefully.
I am maximum.
You should come back when it snows. A strange feeling. It passes quickly. Hey, Nog Dog. Hey, Crab Man.
Oh, hey, Wade. There's coffee in the back. Oh, wait. I meant the mother's love.
Have you by any chance heard the Vegeta say the password to her radio computer?
Too many times, Esse. You need it for something.
No need to overdo it. He won't mind sharing it with you.
Just tell me what's the password. Step closer.
Don't sweat it, vato. The password is afterlife death. What you think of that? Makes me almost pity.
Oh, I wonder if all the equipment in here belongs to the red-haired
when
lady.
I hear it.
Okay, thanks.
I think we're done here, Esse.
The figure crawls off into the darkness
That
above.
was an interesting conversation.